Hello everyone, I want to ask some questions about 9/11 to Chatgpt and let's see its logical approach, okay? Let's see what it says basically. Okay, hello Chatgpt. If I say the words kite, plane, must, hit and still, what event on the human recent history would you say it it's referred to? It's referred to. Very quickly, 9/11, he knows. Okay, now, would you say there is a big similarity between kite, plane, must, hit, still, with the actual words that the kids were reading, which were kite, the same actually, plane, must, hit. Okay, what is it still? I forgot still. Between kite, plane, hit, still. No, I didn't forget. With kite, hit, and still. Oops, sorry. Still. Let's see. Yes, there is definitely a similarity in the structure of these two groups. Okay, so let's see the actual video of these 5 random words.
Words on this page without making a mistake. Look at the letter at the end and remember the sound it makes. Get ready. Kite. Yes, kite. Get ready to
That is actually the word that was written in the.
read this word the fast way. Get ready. Kite. Yes. Sound it out. Get ready. Kite. Sound it out. Get ready. Kite.
It was kit instead of hit, but phonetically it's the same.
What word? Kit. Yes, kit. Boys and girls, sound this word out. Get ready.
And actually she says sound it, so it's important that phonetically is the same.
Steal. What word? Steal. Yes, steal.
The word was steal from the verb stealing, which makes no sense that this school was telling the kids this word. Makes more sense still, but that's my point, that why they would teach the word steal. Anyway, it's phonetically exactly the same as steal, of steel structure.
Read these words the fast way. Get ready. Plane. Yes, plane.
Playing and plane basically sounds the same. One is the verb, one is the plane that hit the towers.
Get ready. Must. Yes, must. Let's read these words the fast way without making a mistake. Get ready. Kite. Yes, kite. Get ready. Kit. Yes, kit. Get ready. Steal. Yes.
Now, what would be the odds that you say 5 random words and that describe it an important an event in human history like 9/11. I described an event in human history like 9/11. What are the odds? If you're selecting 5 words at random without any intent or context in mind, the chance of describing a major historical event like 9/11 are very slim. but not impossible. Of course, there is nothing impossible, right? But give me some numbers. Yeah, but what? Yes, okay. Slim. But what are the odds? Approximately. Yeah, there are over 170,000 words, blah blah. Can you see those numbers? 1.7 exponential elevated, I don't know in English, 25 zeros. That is crazy. Calculating the odds. That is crazy, guys. That is impossible that those words were random. Okay, now another question about 9/11. Okay, forget everything. Now we have a building, a tubular structure, steel structure. Okay, we cut the top part of it about size of 1/5 of the whole building. Okay, got it. Now what height is like this, I think, yeah, would we need to be able, after letting it fall, what height would we need to be able, after letting it fall, no, what height would we need to launch it or release it, no, to launch it from, to be able to have enough energy to destroy the rest of the building, the 4/5 underneath. That doesn't want to answer me this, or what? What's happening here? Okay, let's ask it in another way. Maybe did I say something wrong? Maybe my writing, because I'm not English, maybe I said something. Oh no, he's answering. Energy required to destroy the structure, the 4/5. Interesting. We would need an estimate of mass of the steel is heavy, blah blah blah. Rough. Okay. Wow, look at that. We would need 1,000 meters above the end of the 4/5 of the building, so 1,000 meters higher than the 80th floor, right, in Twin Towers. 1 kilometer to generate enough energy to destroy the rest of the building. Now, could be possible that the 1/5 of the building could crush the whole structure if launching it from a height of 50 meters, which is, I'm being very generous here. Yes or no? No. Thank you, Chatgpt. Wow, that's crazy. So easy. He knows. And we've been 30 years totally deceived with that While a 50-meter run might cause some localized damage or even collapse parts of the structure, is not nearly enough to destroy the whole building. So that pile driver theory that NIST came out with, it's bullshit, folks, and it's bad for you. See you later.
And learn. Wow! And that is this week's Nerd War. That 12-pound nerd ball fell from a height of 14 feet and broke 4 sheets of 1/4 of an inch thick glass spaced 3 inches apart. You will be requiring all of your math and physics skills to try to calculate how many sheets of glass an object will break under different conditions.
Yay, something related to physics. Potential energy, mass, times acceleration due to gravity times the height. Potential energy.
There are 3 calculations to be made. You'll find all the raw data on the whiteboard up in the Radio Shack lab, along with all the calculators and computers you'll need.
Everything that I need.
Okay, now I want to show you a video of a guy that I already answered his video. He never answered me. It's very interesting what he says, but he fails on something. You will see. Let's put the video and I'll tell you.
Of half-inch thick steel, A36 structural steel designed for structures. This is a 250-pound anvil. I'm going to put this steel in the back of this anvil, and I'm going to lift this 250-pound anvil with this bar of steel. Do you see how the structural steel is supporting this anvil? Okay. There. Now, in my furnace, I have an identical piece of half-inch bar of steel, just like this. And it's going to be around 1800 degrees, just 300 more than jet fuel, when it comes out. And I want you to see something very interesting. Go into the board.
Show me.
It's very hot.
Wow. Exactly.
But not
Do you
melted.
see these
Obviously,
colors?
it is not
Do you
melted.
see those colors?
I'm going to take
No,
my
you
pinky
didn't.
finger. My
There is
pinky
not
finger.
one single column that was
Half-inch
like red
solid
hot
steel.
or white like this one.
Check it out. It's
Yeah,
a
check it out. It
freaking
didn't happen
noodle.
this.
Your argument is invalid.
Yeah, exactly. Look at those colors. Look at those colors of these columns. Supposedly columns, right? There were people there on those columns, touching the columns, sitting on them, standing on them. They weren't burned. Imagine if the columns were as hot as they say they were, they would be red hot, like a fucking grill in a barbecue, okay? Or like this guy, yeah. But they weren't like this, so your assumption is not valid, okay? So let's stop it here. Okay, now we're gonna examine some of the previous footage before the North Tower collapsed, and it's very amazing because although there is no red hot columns or anything like that, there is an evidence much more obvious that the columns were still perfectly fine. Well, some of them broken, right? But they were not, the ones that were not broken, they were perfectly fine about temperature, I mean. And the evidence is that humans were there in the middle of those columns, touching them, standing them. How you explain that? I mean, not even an oven, an electric oven of 200 degrees Celsius, you could not put your hand in the air for a few seconds. Imagine touching the metal parts, the metal areas. That is not even at 50 degrees probably Celsius, I mean, or maybe 50, yes, but she's leaning, she's touching the columns. Etna Syntron is one of the biggest evidence that the temperatures there were not at all hot. Okay, if you want to believe it, right. If you don't want to believe it, it's your problem. But human hair burns, I think, very, very quick, very easy. Clothes of normal fabrics also would have been super destroyed at this point. Imagine heat to melt or to compromise the half of the strength of steel buildings, of steel columns, huge columns by the way, and they cannot kill a human. That is ridiculous. That it's obviously steel that is cold. Also, there is look, she's leaning, touching with bare hands the columns, so they weren't hot, not even annoying hot. She's waving, she wants to be rescued, poor girl, and all the others that were trapped. She wasn't the only. We will see now more people. I think in this video we can see more people in a minute. So you could say, but in her area there were no heat, but next to her, yes. Okay, there is more evidence of other people in the big whole area, and they weren't killed by the heat, which you would expect if there is heat capable of pulling down the building, right? It's the whole argument of the temperature is so stupid. It's obviously a lie. And if you believe that these columns here next to her are it's stupid. It's obvious. It's obvious that these columns are okay. I'm talking about temperature. Let's see if there is something else. Look, no, not one single column that looks red hot like the welder guy that you see. You can bend. Yeah, you can bend if it's red hot, but if it's if it's normal color gray like this, you will not bend it unless you use explosive, of course. Okay, let's stop with this and let's go to something else. Yeah, this is the other part that I wanted to show you, because also with common sense we will realize that we've been lied. This is not a building falling. This is not a building falling due to gravity. Okay, this is explosions. You can see the banana shaped thing, open banana shape. This only happens with huge explosions, and apparently maybe this was a nuclear explosion, probably a small powerful one. But why I say that? I show you why I say that. Okay, where is what I want to show you? Here. Okay, this is mind-blowing actually. Okay, this is a nuclear explosion in a desert in Sudan, I think, in the 60s. I think it was in the 60s. And hold on. Now one next to the other. Hope I can pause it at the right moment. I think it's pretty good. Unless you are a gullible, very gullible person, you would realize that this is the same kind of action and energies behind. Okay, even the shapes are the same. The cauliflower thing here on the top, the banana exploding different ways, it's the same. It's obvious. Okay, so I think that should be more than enough to make anyone realize that yeah, 9/11 they use explosive for sure. I could even say that maybe they were the Arabs that used the explosive and they are the ones who brought down the buildings. Maybe, who knows? I don't think so. I think it's the government, but who knows? But what I know for sure is that this thing and this is the same. This is the same. This is the same, exactly same thing, explosions by explosives, probably military explosions like the ones on the right side. And by the way, this is building 7, and maybe you don't know building 7. Here, completely intact. Then the debris from 100 meters away, which were the towers, these explosions, apparently fell here. They put it in fire for a few hours, and then the whole building, if you haven't seen it, check it out, without any plane struck or anything, the whole building came down perfectly straight. The most symmetrical, perfect demolition you have ever seen. And yeah, and they say it was because of fire also. So it's a lot of bullshit, folks, and it's bad for you. See you later.